and do a little like historical video explaining how everything out here on Black Wall Street. Because I think a lot of people deserve to what I'm saying, see where everything came from, what the massacre was talking about. It's like all the buildings and stuff. I'm gonna take y'all on a little tour around, see how it goes.
What's going on, Tulsa, Black Wall Street? This is Tony Williams, aka Mr. Greenwood, Mr. Black Wall Street. I do a lot of connecting and building relationships here on Greenwood. How I got the name of Mr. Greenwood or Mr. Black Wall Street? One of my buddies, he ended up calling me Greenwood Williams, and then everybody else started putting the Mr. in front of it. And the business owners were the ones that actually called me Mr. Black Wall Street because of my ability to bring people together, and I was doing business out of 5 different locations here at the time. And so what I currently do, I serve for our City Council Commission, the African American Commission. And
hello, my name is Daniel Washington. I'm down here on Black Wall Street, t-shirts and souvenirs. This is my family shop, Black Wall Street t-shirts and souvenirs. We're down on Black Wall Street. Come check it out. Yeah, we make everything. We make all our shirts and stuff right across the street. My family's actually a great descendant as well. My dad's great aunt was in the massacre as well. She was one of the survivors. She was a midwife down here at the time of Black Wall Street, and she helped give birth to 209 babies, and it was more off record. You come back here and show this poster. So she was 21 at the time of the massacre, and she had a leg injury. So her dad and brother had to come down here and rescue her and had to walk a mile towards pine over dead bodies. She had to hide on a drainage ditch just to escape. She escaped and moved to Taft, Oklahoma. It's like 45 minutes from here. But she gave birth to her daughter, Miss Leila Foley Davis. Now, Miss Leila Foley Davis, she's your first black female mayor in America out of Taft, Oklahoma. And she's still alive to this day. She's 81 years old, and she helped on the Ford, the Carter, and Obama committee. It's the original newspaper article of the massacre during the time, but it's the PG version of it. And so when this article came out, that's when our 75-1 veterans came to fight for the young man's justice. If you don't know what started the massacre, they accused a black man named Dick Rowland. They accused him of raping a young lady in the elevator. The elevator worker, her name was Sarah Page. What they don't tell you about Dick Rowland and Sarah Page anywhere, no documentaries, no museums, that them two were a couple. Everyone on Black Wall Street knew they were a couple. She was an orphan living with Dick Rowland's mother. And Dick Rowland helped her get that job on the elevator. So that day on the elevator, she was telling him she was pregnant. When the elevator stopped, the 2 white gentlemen didn't like that. Dick Rowland got scared and jumped off of her and ran. That's when they accused him of raping her. But she never pressed charges or said nothing against her. They basically just pushed her out the way and took him to jail. So when they took him to jail, we had a reporter who wrote this article about him. So when that article came out, that's when the whites got mad and tried to lynch him with no trial. And that's when our 75-1 veterans heard this and came to fight for his justice. When they came down to the courthouse, they was faced by the white mob, and they had guns. One big old argument and one gunshot started the whole massacre. We don't know who shot the first gunshot. So during the midst of everything, they actually let Dick Rowland out of jail. He came back down here to pick up Sarah Page, and they left the state together. The first state they traveled to was Kansas. Every state he traveled to, he wrote his mother a letter to make sure they were safe. Then they ended up traveling to Boston, where they got married and lived the rest of the days in Chicago, where they had kids and grandkids. And his great-great-niece has the marriage records of both of them as well. And they're not going to tell you this side of the massacre because they don't want you to know. This massacre was already planned. This was the first terrorist attack on Americans by Americans. And they don't want you to know about that. They destroyed us over jealousy and hatred. Down here, we had over 7 millionaires, and they'd be billionaires in today's time. 60% of the black businesses down here was ran by black women. That's how we were so rich and wealthy. The money circulated 38 times before it left the community. Nowadays, it's less than an hour, and it's sad. We need to come back together and be unity.
if you guys ever noticed on the highway, you see the OSU Tower?
Yeah.
That's called Standpipe Hill. And it was
OSU close to here?
It's just right there.
Like
OSU
the college.
College. Oh, no, Stillwater is about
University.
45 to an hour away.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's called Standpipe Hill.
Okay.
And Peg Leg Johnson, he lost his leg in the war. He brought home this machine gun.
Okay.
And he was on top of the hill. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. And
He
so
was-
he was picking them all off.
Uh-huh.
But Well, to my recollection, they
That's
dressed
insane,
dressed in blackface, and then the bombs and stuff like that started coming.
Yeah.
But
The only way we lost is because we ran out of ammunition.
yeah,
That's when they started dropping bombs.
I think it may have came after the destruction when they were trying to rebuild everything, and so that way they these bricks they have to get from Arkansas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had to go to Arkansas to get these bricks
Because they wouldn't even sell them the bricks to rebuild.
Yeah, father, but he was the one. Arkansas. He was from Arkansas.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's
So moving forward, right? So when I look at it now, this reminds me of like every other city that's going on now with the gentrification.
yeah.
Basically moving out the black people, giving, the grandkids pennies on the dollar, making them move and stuff like that.
1923.
Okay.
That one was rebuilt in
22.
22. Actually. Another one was 23 as well.
Y'all kind of look like y'all my age. I'm like 32, so y'all kind of young. Right. Also, too, the guy from Atlanta had the Tulsa real estate fund.
Yeah, that was some. Right. Yeah, I don't want to get into that.
I don't want to get into that. But
none of that benefit here. Okay. Everybody who's coming up with all these big, the Black Wall Street, this and this and that from the documentaries, don't none of that come back here. That benefits them.
Damn, that's insane.
Don't none of that come here.
That's insane.
Even this museum over here, they don't give back to us.
That is insane.
They keep all their money in.
Oh, for real?
Yes, sir.
And that's white on right here too?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But it's telling black history.
It's telling the watered down. It's telling you the watered down version.
Yeah,
but if you want to know the true history, just come across where the buildings are. You will see descendants out here. You will see me out here. I'm here every day. You work out here. Like
my family's a great descendant as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
60% of the businesses down here was run by women. That's how we so well.
Crazy too.
The money circulated 38 times.
Yeah.
The money circulated 38 times before it left the community.
Yeah.
They was jealous of that.
Yeah.
And plus, we wasn't paying tax land all the time.
Wow.
Black Wall Street was established before Oklahoma was a state.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they came in after
so they
Oklahoma
was killing the game. Yeah.
That should be 5 right there.
Thank you so much.
There we go. This me and Miss Tulsa. We did a photo shoot. This chain, once I get a good picture of one, this chain, we custom made this chain. And so the point of this is $100 raffle. And so if you can spend a whole $100 in one business, or what we prefer is you spread the wealth. So you spend $25 in one of these businesses, we give you this card. This card, you see at the corner, you see stamps, and that'll let you know whether you purchase it or not.
So, what made you want to come out here and start doing all this stuff?
Well, first of all, I grew up in this community, but I started a clothing line. It's a Tulsa-based clothing line called T-Town Essence. And so we're talking about all of Tulsa's culture and history. And you cannot talk about Tulsa without talking about Black Wall Street. Sooner or later, it became this thing to where people were coming down here to hang out with me. I brought some buddies around, and we kind of would, put our brains together. Like, okay, what can we do to bring some life and energy on Greenwood? Because if I'm not down here, it's a ghost town. And so I wanted to bring that energy and life. And so that's what ultimately made me want to do what I'm doing now on Greenwood.
Final question, what would you see like the future of Greenwood?
Hey, the future of Greenwood, man, hopefully what I want to see is basically unity. Unity between us, the black community, and unity between the rest of the city of Tulsa. A city divided will never, it'll fail. And so I would hope to see unity, because if we come together, learn to work together without the pride, without the jealousy, the envy, without the selfishness, then anything is possible. So in the future, I would hope to see unity.
If you had to tell young people watching this video right now, something inspirational to get them to come out here, visit the historical buildings, and ask questions, what would you tell them?
Simply love and respect. Love for your community. respect for your community, love for your history, respect the history. Uh, Never let it die, because at the end of the day, you know, when I'm gone, we need you guys to carry it. You know, so when you guys are down here, even if it's not nothing to do, just come out here and hang out and enjoy each other. Respect the culture, respect the history, and respect each other. So that's your job for the next generation coming up. Y'all got some shoes to fill. So just keep that legacy going.